Take two. This is Stephen, the Disney Drago Robinson. You're watching the one and only Sporting Icon. Bow!
All right, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Stephen Robinson's knockout win of Nick Campbell in round number 4 in Bournemouth. Of course, I was there ringside, long old travel down there, about 7 hours there, 7 hours back, or no, about 6 hours back. So big up to Glenn Bartlett and his team for taking me down there on Saturday morning, bring me back on Sunday and all that kind of good stuff. Because obviously I wanted to be there to support. I wasn't going there to be part of the media. Again, speaking of media, well done to Rico Sadat, who was doing some media work and that for me at the show, backstage interviewing fighters. Go check out those ones. Go check out my interview at the hotel with Glenn Bartlett. Glenn Bartlett, very good friend of Stephen Robinson and co-manager, where he talks about the whole Shane Gill situation, all that kind of stuff. And again, for those of you who want to know a bit more about maybe why he lost to Shane Gill, listen to that interview with Glenn Bartlett, watch Stephen's ring walk, and then of course listen to Stephen after the fight as well. Okay, and you'll know why he lost. Now, before people start dropping comments about he needs to move his feet, move his head, I understand you're repeating what the commentator Matthew Macklin was saying. I get that. But anyway, so Stephen told me, even on the morning of the fight, a couple of hours before the fight even, that I'm going to stop Nick Campbell with a left hook and it's not getting out of the 4th round. That's what he told me. Now, you don't have to believe me on that one. Go check out IFL and some other interviews where Stephen said Nick Campbell ain't going to get out of round 4. Now, as far as him losing, say, the first 2 rounds, absolutely. He lost those first 2 rounds against Campbell. But we knew that anyway. I've seen Stephen spar hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds, and he always starts slow. He always does. He eats up the shots, all that kind of stuff. He does. He likes to get hit. He don't get knocked out. As an amateur, as a pro in sparring, never been knocked down, never been badly hurt, never been stopped, anything like that. Okay? He can take these shots. And those first 2 rounds was pretty much what he does in sparring. Those first 2 rounds was pretty much a sparring session for him, where he just feels out his opponent. Let's see what your tactics are. Now, come round 3, that's where Stephen thought, right, okay then, now I'm going to start putting it on you. Now I know what your game plan is. I'm going to start putting it on you now. At this point, Nick Campbell's probably thinking, man, this is going to be easy. That means Nick Campbell's going to start lowering his guard a bit. And Stephen was starting to go to the body. Now, if you notice in the first 6 minutes, in the first 2 rounds, Stephen didn't really throw the right hand. That was intentional. He didn't really throw it. Reason being is because when Nick Campbell done some recent interviews in the build-up to this one, he said that Stephen's a big, strong lad, and we know that his right hand is very, very dangerous. Okay, so you're thinking about the right hand. What you're not thinking about is the left hook. Great. That's why Stephen didn't really throw the right hand. He was just taking some of the jabs. Again, Stephen was landing on Nick Campbell, but nothing meaningful. He wasn't. But round number 3, that's when he started to throw some heavy shots at Nick Campbell. Most notably, a body shot. It echoed literally around the arena. It echoed. All right? And big up to Nick Campbell for taking that body shot as well, by the way. But round number 4, Nick Campbell was doing what he would do. He would try and throw some jabs, and if Stephen got a little bit close, he'd grab hold of him, pull him down, weigh him, hit him on the back of the head, hit him to the stomach when the referee's telling him to stop fighting and to come apart. Okay, again, we knew Nick Campbell was going to do this, but Stephen catches him with a glancing left hook, and Campbell goes down. Of course, Stephen's going to be like, what, you went down off a glancing one? You went to actually land it now. Again, Campbell, for some reason, even though he got up after getting dropped from a left hook, he's still thinking about Stephen's right hand. That's what he's thinking about. So he leaves himself open and gets caught flush with the left. Stephen said to me afterwards, big props to Campbell, because I actually felt that go through my gloves right the way up my arm. Most people, when I've hit him like that before, as amateur and everything like that as well, they don't get back up again. And he called Campbell a hell of a warrior for getting up after that second one. Now, before people start shouting around about the stoppage, the referee stopped it too early and blah, blah, blah. Where I was sat, Nick Campbell's team was just off to the left of me. Moments before the stoppage, probably, I don't know, 20 seconds or so, his corner man is up with a towel and he's about to throw the towel in. And the reason why he doesn't is because Campbell managed to grab hold of Steve into like a bit of a bear hug and hold on to Stephen. So his team was literally about to throw the towel in. On the break, Stephen catches him again with a glancing left hook and starts hitting him and wailing on him. Again, his corner is about to throw the towel in when the referee stops the fight. So if you want to say the referee stopped the fight early, again, I've seen some comments saying that I'm going to be interested to see how Sport and Icons reacts to that kind of stoppage when he went in on the referee for stopping Kevin Lorena against Daniel Dubois. Different situation. Dan Dubois went down 3 times in round number 1, and the referee let the fight continue. Kevin Lorena is put down twice in round number 3, and the referee puts a stop to it, even though Dan Dubois hit Kevin Lorena after the bell. So slight difference, and of course that was for a world title, WBA Regular World Heavyweight Championship. Different scenario, right? But in this one, Nick Campbell couldn't lift his arms. That's why he was getting hit just before the referee stopped. He couldn't lift his arms. His legs were shaky. You could see it. Look at the replay. You could see it. So the referee was absolutely right. His team was about to throw the towel in anyway. Would they let him out for round 5? I don't know. I'm going to presume not. But if they had, he'd have been put out cold, and then Stephen would have had a highlight reel knockout on his record. Anyway, that said, Stephen got the win. Was it scrappy in that at times? Yeah, absolutely. But again, you see a lot of it was because, as I said, the first 2 rounds, Stephen was looking at it as a sparring session. And, I jokingly said to his coach, maybe you should be slapping Stephen around a little bit before the ring walk to get him to start faster. All right? But again, this is what he does in sparring. He does it all the time. And again, you may argue, but in his first 4 fights, he had 3 first-round knockout wins. Yeah, but those who left themselves open, okay? But this is what he does, okay? He always does this. He can box. He can box. He's 31 years old. Again, those who say Nick Campbell is useless, he's a bum and whatever else. Okay, he's that bad, okay? 5 victories, 5 knockouts, undefeated Scottish heavyweight champion, a guy who Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker and Martin Bacoli, all these kind of guys bring in Nick Campbell for regular sparring. He's really bad, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's real bad. Did Stephen look great in those first couple of rounds? No, he didn't. But as I said, he doesn't really care about defence. He felt the power of Nick Campbell and thought, I don't have to worry about your defence. Now, if Campbell was throwing some big shots to hurt Stephen, okay. You'd have seen Stephen lift his hands up a bit. You would have done, but he had nothing to worry about with Campbell. None whatsoever. He knew he was going to stop him in round number 4. He knew it. And ultimately, that's what he did. Had he have come out for round number 5, he'd have been knocked out cold. He would have been. Now, I like Nick Campbell. I spoke with him after the fight. Real humble guy. Real nice guy. I didn't realise how nice a guy he actually was. But either way, he gets to win. And hopefully, a lot of the other prospects who don't really fight each other like Nick and Stephen did there, hopefully some of them will be looking at Stephen going, yeah, you know what? I don't mind fighting you. Hopefully they do. Hopefully. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the fight. Well done to Stephen. I'm very proud of him. Listen, I'd have been proud of him anyway. And those who want to criticise, could you do what he done? No, you couldn't. Some of the prospects that you're building up, have they fought anybody like Nick Campbell? After only, 6-7 fights? No, they hadn't. They haven't. David Adelaide hasn't. Johnny Fisher hasn't. Solomon Dacus hasn't. Fraser Clark, who I'm going to get onto in the next video, hasn't. Anthony Joshua didn't. Tyson Fury didn't. Dillian White didn't. Deontay Wilder didn't. Why? They're all fighting journeymen. As I said, if Nick Campbell's so bad, then why is Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, Martin Bacoli, and so on bringing them in for sparring if he's that bad? Anyway, my thoughts. Drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.